Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Reading the Red this Tuesday morning. They promised us some sunshine, but it's a little bit windy out there at the moment. Mark chapter 13, verse 10. And the gospel must first be preached to all the nations. So Jesus says, and the gospel. So here he's starting to give us a bit of a checklist. You know, they're going to persecute you. They're going to beat you in the synagogue. They're going to have all kinds of different things coming at you. And here he goes on. So they're going to do that. And he says, and the gospel will be preached to all the nations. So the gospel, what is the gospel? The gospel is the seed message that enables us to enter into a reconnection with God. What Jesus did in all of his humanity provided the reality of the seed, the gospel. So the gospel is being given by God as the means to bring us salvation, to bring us into relationship with him all over again. The reconnection of the disconnection with God is what the gospel is. And it's through the means of his son dying upon the cross as a sacrifice. His death, his blood shed, made it possible for God to deal with the problem that occurred as a result of Adam's rebellion. God has set in the land a line, and the line is righteousness and justice. And we have breached that line. But God has provided the salvation in Jesus to bring us back over the wrong side of the line to the right side of the line. That God in Jesus has provided the seed that enables us to begin our journey as human beings all over again. We individually can choose to trust in the provision of God for salvation to get us back over the line, the right side of the line, in order for us to begin our relationship with God all over again. And once we've got that, then we can begin to establish what God always intended for us. So Jesus is saying that the part two, the and part of the list as it relates to before I come again, the gospel will be preached to all the nations. And the way we go about preaching can be so diverse. But ultimately, we are trying to sow seed in the heart of a human being. In order for them to enable that seed to grow, we have to get it into their hearts. That's their spirit. And they have to receive it in them before it will grow. It's not just a matter of getting it into their ears, it's getting it into their hearts. And once the seed of God is in their hearts and people respond to that seed and begin to surrender to God, the first surrender with the declaration confession and then the life full of surrenders, their lives will change. They will become subjects of the kingdom of heaven, ready for eternity with God. Hallelujah. Thank you for joining me. Be blessed. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.